Alright, in this video we're going to be talking about koala f***ing. Now, back in the 20th century, so early 1900s, they were hunted very, very heavily. The last open season was in 1927. About 600,000 koalas were killed in that year alone. Before then, about 2 million pelts were taken out of Australia from koalas that had been hunted and killed. So they were very numerous, in the early 1900s. In South Australia, they were actually hunted to extinction. They have since been reintroduced to South Australia, and the current population is actually approximately 114,000 koalas. Now, left in the wild, the Australian Koala Foundation believes that there's actually less than 80,000 koalas. The numbers may actually be low as 43,000 koalas left in the wild. Alright, now you've got a little bit of background on what this video is for. We're going to get onto the subject that you clicked on this for. Koala f***ing. Alright, so when koalas are ready to mate, they make an awful noise. I'm going to try to do it now, but I'm also going to, put it in here so you can hear it properly. It's like that was pretty bad. Anyway, I'm going to put it in now. Baby koalas are born anywhere from spring to autumn in Australia. Gestation is only 33 to 35 days, and then when the baby is born, it crawls into mama's pouch. When it's born, it's only half a gram, about 0.02 ounces. At 13 weeks, they're a little bit bigger. They're 50 grams or 1.8 ounces, around that. So after they've crawled into mum, what they do is they latch onto one of the teats and they will just suckle on that the whole time. At 26 weeks, they'll be completely covered with fur. Their fur will have grown, and they'll just start peeking out over the pouch. At about 6 to 7 months, mum koala's going to pull them out of the pouch and put them on a back, just so they can sort of get used to the real world. And at this point, when they come out of the pouch, they weigh about 300 grams to 500 grams, which is 11 to 18 ounces. All right, so at 9 months, what happens is mum takes them out of the pouch permanently, and what they do is they will hold on to mum's back, and mama koala will start teaching them how to climb the trees on their own. She'll send them off on their own, that kind of thing. At 12 months, the koala baby will be weaned, and what mama koala will do is basically kick that baby out of the area. She will start acting very aggressively towards the baby until they nick off. Koalas will live from 13 to 18 years. Now, to reach sexual maturity, usually a female will take 3 years and males will take 4. Now, some of the issues with koalas breeding is diseases. So they're actually very susceptible to chlamydia. I've seen a couple of koalas in person out in the wild that have the chlamydia. What it can do is it can cause them to go blind, so a big red infection will cover their eyes, but it will also infect the urinary tract and their reproductive tract. This is absent in some island populations of koalas, which is fantastic. Another disease that a koala can get is a koala retrovirus. It causes something called koala immune deficiency syndrome, which is pretty much koala AIDS. And this is also absent in some island populations. Now, what I mean by island populations is in 1870, they were introduced to some islands off the coast of Australia, and they were breeding very well, to this day, except for Kangaroo Island, which burnt down. However, they're breeding too fast for the island. The island can't actually support that many koalas. So between 1926 and 2006, 25,000 koalas have actually been taken off these islands and relocated to certain parts in Victoria, 250 different sites, 25,000 koalas in the last 80 years. Now, the biggest threats facing koalas today are loss of habitat. You know, as people move in, they cut down trees. These bushfires, you know, they burn down the koalas' homes. You know, urbanisation, as the cities get bigger, the koalas lose their habitat as well. Another big issue that could face the koalas is global warming. As there's more carbon dioxide in the air, what happens is the eucalyptus trees, they produce more tannin and less protein, which means the koalas aren't getting the nutrients that they need to survive. And another big issue is, we touched on this before, it's the diseases. It's the chlamydia, it's the koala immune deficiency syndrome. It is taking a big toll on the koala population. Now, to get on to the current bushfires, now in New South Wales, an estimated 8,400 koalas have died. Now, that's 30% of the local population dead, gone. So, if you can, we don't want these beautiful creatures to leave. I've actually got a koala. I can see him right there in a tree. He's napping because they sleep 20 hours a day. So, if you can, donate to the Port Macquarie Koala Hospital. I'll put a link in the description. Or Wise Wildlife Rescue. They're doing fantastic work in these fires, and I will also put a link in the description. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you've learned a little bit about koalas. If you can, please donate to these causes. I think they need our help more than ever. A lot of these, you know, Kangaroo Island, which had one of the biggest populations of disease-free koalas, has burnt down. It's devastating. It's going to take hundreds of years. So these causes, these hospitals, they need our support. So please do consider donating. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I will be doing other videos. It's not all going to be wildlife. I have a cooking one coming up where I show you how to cook a kangaroo burger. I will also have one where I can show you how to use an Australian camp oven to cook the most delicious stew you've ever had. Yeah, and just more of these informational videos. The next informational video coming is on kangaroos. Alright, so I will see you later. Like and subscribe.